Hi friends, good evening and welcome to 360DigiTMG channel. And today's session, I will be walking you through with the program that is on offer, which is data science using Python. Before I proceed any further, I just want you people to look around and see what are the various trending things that are happening in the industry. And you will see that anything related to data is something which is trending. It could be data science, it could be data analytics, it could be data engineering, data architecturing, data flows, data pipelines. So these are the keywords which are doing the rounds right now. But what exactly is the backbone of all this? The digitalization, the availability of internet and availability of the technology, smartphones and various devices, which are making us people go digital, thereby generating a lot of digital data is enabling organizations to leverage on that data for fine tuning their services or products to reach out to the respective customers, potential customers, and win their trust. Now, if a customer is happy, obviously the customer will not move out to their competitors. So how can I ensure that customers trust our product, and how does customers stay longer with us? Right? That is the key aspect for any business. And in order to do this strategy building, you need to be smart. That smartness comes by the knowledge that we gain, and that knowledge comes by looking into the data. So if I have to ask, what is data science, friends? What would be your answer? Look at the words, right? So try and divide the words and try and understand each word's meaning in the context. Data, what is data? I just explained. It's basically a digital imprint of all the operations, all the tasks that we are doing at personal level or at business level. And then science is basically a synonym to ask questions, try to investigate. So data science is nothing but R&D department, friends. For any organization that we speak about, it could be any domain, absolutely any industry. It could be medical science, it could be agriculture, it could be retail, it could be manufacturing, it could be aviation sector for that matter. Whatever is the industry, we have research and development teams try to improve the quality of the service or the product in that particular industry. Innovation. They're responsible for innovation. That is what is data scientists' role. And this is what we do. My name is Sharad, and I'm one of the directors with Innodatatics. And our day-to-day job is basically to try and develop innovative solutions to help organizations improve their overall brand value and profits. This is my profile. There you go. I have overall 18 plus years of experience in the industry. And I have been a data scientist for last 8 years. My core work area, apart from managing the operations of the organization, I also am a technical person. And I try to provide solutions, implement solutions that our team develops to our customers. I ensure end-to-end solution development and implementations are done. That is my core work area, and that's why you see the terminologies which are related to implementation. My name is Sharat, and you can call me Sharat or Sharat Chandra. So this is my brief intro. And in order to explain my credits, I would show you one of my work which got published in British Journal of Cancer Research. Now, my background, my education background is all computers. Okay, everything is from computers only. And I've been in the industry in the computer segment, I mean, in the IT industry only. But I was fortunate to work with a team of oncology department. These are the people who are responsible for treating cancer patients, right? Oncology department deals with cancer. I, part of this team, was contributing from analytics perspective. This is one of the publication that right is got into this British journal, basically British Research Journal. But I have worked with this team for multiple use cases, multiple papers. I mean, multiple projects, I should say, in the life sciences healthcare domain. I've also worked in HR domain. I worked in aviation domain. I worked in retail domain, so on and so forth. The data science subject that we are speaking about is not limited to any one domain, friends. That is the reason why I wanted to show this credentials. I, coming from a computers background, working in a life sciences healthcare, that too in a specialization, right? So we can also try and build our career in cross industries as well. But we need to have analytical thinking, reasoning skills. And as part of this program, we also learn Python programming as well. So whatever the implementations are, right, with respect to manipulating the data and trying to identify some patterns from the data, whatever that we theoretically speak, if I have to practically implement, I have to use a computer and I'll have to do the processing of data using the software called Python. In today's world, Python programming is the most popular programming language in the entire world. There are many reasons for its popularity. One of the most important reasons that everybody should understand is that it is called as a high-level programming language, and it is English-like language. In short, this is very, very easy to learn. This is one of the languages which is very, very easy to learn. For example, in the entire world, there are so many languages that we humans speak. And trust or, I mean, agree or not agree, it's a debatable topic, but English is one of the topic which is, I mean, one of the language, sorry, which is adopted in the entire world because of its ease in understanding. Computer's language by default is English because its simplicity and implementation also, it will be easy. Likewise, like how English is one of the easiest language in the world, Python is easiest programming language for computers. And because of this easiness that Python brings in, it gains its popularity as well. Because everybody can very easily learn and start implementing it or using it. And it is just like English. You're not trying to learn something new. So as part of the program, this is what we are going to learn. Now let me jump into some of the very interesting points with respect to the world of analytics. As I explained, to start with, as I explained, analytics speaks about trying to unearth some interesting facts from the business scenario. Every business, I should say vertical or channel that you talk about, will have digital data getting generated. Whatever we do, there's digital data. And wherever there is data, there's a scope of improvement by studying that data. That is nothing but analytics. In short, if you do a task, say for example, if you are doing a task today, you may not be very familiar with this particular task, but eventually when you try to do it, you learn something. Tomorrow, when you're trying to do this again, what we do, practically what we try to remember things from the past, understand the correlations, understand various right interdependencies, and when we try to do the task next time, because of this experience that we have, the knowledge that we have gained in that particular scenario, we will do the same task in much better way, and we improve ourselves when we keep repeating it. So here the logic is we are learning from past. Analytics basically is a practical implementation of this logic in businesses. And when I say business, there are so many domains, right? Everything that we do which generates revenue is a business. So from 360DigiTMG, from our side, we have 56 plus domain analytics programs specifically designed, specially designed. For example, finance analytics, right? So how do you implement these analytical techniques in financial sector? Life sciences, healthcare, I've also shown you the paper which right is published in a international journal. From marketing perspective, from HR perspective, cyber security, digital marketing, supply chain, you name them. All right. So whatever is your work experience, whatever the knowledge that you have gained from all the years of experience that you have right put in, from that particular knowledge, you will be able to start asking questions using data. This is for working professionals, fine. But what about freshers? Whatever you study, right? It could be a graduation or post-graduation, whatever is your education. You might have some specialization in your education. You will have to start looking into that specific specialized, right? Specialization as your domain. Start from there. For example, you take me, my example. Coming from a computer's background, right? I probably can talk about IT, infrastructure, right? So software and hardware maybe. But business side of things, I might not be so familiar how, let's say, retail market works, or how supply chain works, how banks function, right? How cancer is being treated. I'm not familiar, but I have worked in all those domains. But to start with, I looked into the applications of analytics, data science in IT sector. That's how I started. So whatever is your domain, start looking into how analytics can help that particular domain do better. Now, you're not trying to completely transform your jobs. A lot of people have this question saying that, hey, Shurat, I come from this background, a manufacturing background, for example. How can I transition myself into IT or data science role? As I'm explaining here, data science does not mean an IT job. You cannot see the analytics related work as an IT job. It's not a computer programming job, not a software development job. You are working in a specialized domain, right? A specialization. You have to pick that specialization. For example, you are a person who is working in supply chain. So how that particular vertical functions, what are the various processes that have to be followed? All these things are familiar to you, isn't it? So you are going to use the data that particular operation is generating, and then trying to see the past on how things happened. right? We'll start with past. We'll try and understand how things went in past. And then we will start reasoning things. Why something has happened in such a way? What caused it? Once you know your past in and out very clearly, then you will be able to map that past to future. And you will be able to control that future as well. Right? So you're still working in supply chain only. Your background is supply chain. You studied that. You have a specialization in post-graduation. Then you are working in that area. Analytics can also be performed in the same area. But this time now you will be more smart. And this adds value to the business. It helps business generate better revenues, more profits. And that is the reason why there are huge salaries that we are seeing today. This is a slide which talks about, again, the data which is getting generated in different sectors. Right? All the sectors that you see here, in one or the other way, they are generating data only, including the Mars rover, which is right, a robot which is going around about exploring Mars, is also sending images, data to the world. Scientists who are operating it from world. COVID-19 or any medical test that we talk about, it generates a lot of data. Smart watches generate a lot of data. Retail stores are capturing the transactional data. E-commerce anyways generate a lot of data, right? Smart cities. For example, LRT, if I talk about, how many people are boarding LRT on a daily basis? How do you think there is prediction happening on when next monorail is coming? Or right, next train is coming. You will clearly see a message on the television saying that next train in so many minutes. So how precisely that predictions can happen? This is all thanks to the availability of data and thanks to ensuring using the data, we are trying to follow a pattern, or we are ensuring that there is some pattern followed, which basically allows us to streamline things. If some deviations are happening, then you will have to identify the factors which are causing that deviation and then address them. That is where you will get control over the conditions. You will be able to take control over the conditions. If you look into the e-commerce, right? I mean, forget about e-commerce, retail stores. You walk into the store, any grocery store, right? Supermarkets like Sam's, for example. When you try and put all your items in the basket, and when you go for the point of sale counter, right, for billing, you can see nowadays people are asking on whether you have a membership. Isn't it? Do you have a membership? That membership probably is your phone number or some unique ID will be given. And what they do is they map the transaction with respect to this ID, your personal ID that is created in the system. So whatever you're purchasing are getting mapped. How many times you are purchasing, when you are purchasing, all that information is getting recorded by the grocery stores. Why do you think that grocery stores is recording this data, and what is the benefit? What are the advantages for the store or for the customer by this particular data? Can you think about it? Can you realize why these grocery stores are capturing, or retail stores or supermarkets are capturing this data? The idea is to understand the customer. I need to understand my customer. How do I understand customer? I cannot have a personal relationship developed. I'm a business owner of this retail store, right? I'm a supermarket owner. How do I establish a relation between a customer and myself. From a business perspective, I need to ensure that that relationship is developed. The relationship between a business and the customer is the transactions that are happening. So if I can record them and track the transactions, then I will be able to understand my customer better. In any relationship, right? You need to understand the partner better. So here the partner is the customer, and that relationship is based on the transactions. Now let's say for 6 months, I'm recording the transactions that as a customer you are doing. For example, you come to my store and you purchase things. For 6 months, I'm tracking all the transactions that you purchased. When I look into these transactions, I will be able to tell you that in general, as you're having a pattern of purchasing items on, let's say, every, right, in a month, probably you're going to purchase on 8th or between 8th to 10th of the month. Every month. This is the behavior that I see. And whenever you visit the store, you always visit the store after 7 p.m. over weekdays. But this one transaction, you do it over weekend. I mean, general behavior, right? That is how general behavior. So this pattern tells me that you are a family person and you are purchasing items in a bulk on one particular day. This could be for your entire monthly groceries. But you might require some ad hoc items. And for those, when you are visiting, you generally visit only after 7 p.m. Obviously, because you are going for work. And when I look at what items you are purchasing, then I will be able to also give you some discount offers to encourage you to purchase these items in this transaction only. If I know that, yeah, this month, this person is also going to purchase a specific item because this has been the pattern for that customer in the last few months, then why not recommend that item to customers saying that, hey, probably you might want to purchase this also, rather than making a different transaction. Why don't you purchase this now itself? This is like understanding the customer and suggesting things so that customer life becomes easy. Customer, right, experience becomes more easier. This way, customer would stay long with our business. You not churn away. Right? This is a small example that I'm talking about on what data can do. And companies like Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Yahoo, IBM, right? All major companies that we talk about, they survive on data. They make business out of data. So data is new oil and it basically fuels the organization. And because the skill of a person who can take advantage of the data is going to give an immense advantage to the business, to the organization. Salaries are also on the higher. These are some of the numbers that I have picked up from Forbes. You can also do a simple Google search, right? Search for the salaries of these different designations which are right related to data. And you can see, right, the salaries are marking 100K upwards. So as I told, it generally gives you an advantage for a business. So obviously the demand would be more. These are some of the examples of success stories of our customers, our people. So we have people who have come from different backgrounds and they got successfully transformed into the data science world. Yeah. So if you are dedicatedly focusing on learning things, then this is definitely going to help you transform your job into higher salary packages. And it's not just about money, it is about the excitement in looking into the data and trying to investigate to find out some flaws. It gives you that excitement to suggest new things to customers. You will always be able to read the success stories. Come to this page, 360DigiTMG, career transition, and you will be able to see these profiles. These are some of the awards and achievements that we have. Our students do a lot of research, friends, and the research work, we get this published in various international journals, including their credits. So as students, they also get this credits, right? This is one of the student certificate. And we do at any point of time from Innodatatics, we contribute into at least 5 to 6 projects parallelly. So there are a lot of people who complete this course and get ready, work on projects. If you are having the zeal, of this researching on things, and if you want to build your career in this area, then obviously you'll have to work hard, and the results will pay out. And to support your hard work, we take you into these research projects and give you the due credit that you are contributing for. These things are already there on our LinkedIn page also. Different customers, they float their respective certificates. You may also want to look into this as an opportunity. These are some other different, I should say, awards that we have achieved. Different companies where our alumni are working. When I say alumni, there are people who have got trained from us and moved on to become data scientists or data analysts, data engineers, different roles in the various organizations. As I told, we also assist you in ensuring your profile becomes stronger by helping you with project exposure. People who have completed the training, after their practice with respect to assignments, and once they are ready, after the practice, we take them in projects. We understand that projects are very essential because that adds experience to your resume. Because when you go for jobs, companies look for experience. Companies are not ready to take a fresher who does not have any skill, train them, and then use them for services. Because the dynamics have changed, right? It is much more faster paced now. So companies don't have that kind of patience. Customers don't have their kind of patience. They want results quicker. So organizations also have to transform themselves. And they don't have time. So they always look out for resources who have the experience in a specific skill. And how do you get that experience if you don't have a job? Internships. So we cover that experience as part of your internships. Once you complete your training, we put you into a project. And this project is a customer-facing project, obviously. So we will, from Innodatatics side, we will have a lot of projects that we do for our customers. And once you are done with your training, you will be put into those projects. And we will have mentors who will support you and who will guide you on how to do things, right? And thereby gain experience. These are the course highlights, friends. In total, we will have 8 days. That basically comes to 48 hours. Of course, it will be 48 plus hours. Along with this training, you'll also have to do practicals, and you will have to also do assignments on your own after the training. In the training, we will cover theory and practicals, because unless until you see how the theory is implemented, you'll not be able to do it. So we cover that, And we also give use cases so that you do the research and complete that task. Once this is done, of course, you will be given an opportunity to projects which I just explained. And we say 2+ projects, minimum is 2 projects is what we recommend. So that, right, that adds value to your resume and showcases that experience that is required for winning the employer's attention. We also have various online support sessions, which will help you with various things like your doubt clarifications, resume preparations, mock interviews, right? All those things will be covered. Whatever the material that we basically are using, the videos that you'll be getting, all of that you would have access for 6 months. So learning keeps going on. Though your sessions will get complete in, let's say, 8 days, that is somewhere around um, 1 month probably. But after that, you might want to revise things, right? This is more logical related subject. So a lot of reasoning has to happen and you'll have to repeat things. So you have 6 months of LMS where you can use all the resources and ensure that your upskilling is appropriately done. Your learning is appropriately done. And this program, of course, is HRD claimable. I will show you what all things you basically get as part of this course. Of course, this is MDEC, claimable. That's what I told. What you need as a prerequisite, as I told, this particular concept of data science is applicable for all the domains, right? It does not restrict to any one domain. So if you see here, all you need is basic computer skills. You need some basic mathematical concepts. And when I say mathematical concepts, we are talking about primary education. Probability, one of the most important concepts. And I'm pretty sure you have studied probability in your schooling. So this basic, right, at this level, probability, right, these concepts are what you should be familiar with. What does vectors means? What does matrix means, right? So these kind of basic mathematics is what you require. And of course, as I said, you need to possess that analytical mindset. You need to start reasoning, questioning things. Why something happened in a specific way? What caused it? Why did it not happen in a different way? That's all, friends. These are the very, very basic prerequisites. You don't need to have any other prerequisite because it is applicable for any domain. And what you are going to actually gain is this, of course, this this list is already provided to you. You might want to go through this document, but yeah, these are the learning outcomes. So you will be learning various data generation sources. So where is the data coming from? What are the various tools and techniques that you are going to uh, use to analyze your data? As I told, Python would be the predominant tool. And Python is the superstar which deals with any kind of data. You'll also be able to understand what does descriptive analytics and what does predictive analytics means. How do I look into the future? Predictions. When we talk about data, in today's world, social media plays a very, very crucial role. And when we talk about the social media as a platform, the most important data that we see today is text data. So how do I actually process text data rather than data which is transactional, right? So we look into these techniques also, not just a table form of data, but text data as well. We learn different statistical and machine learning algorithms. How do we use these techniques to build a prediction models? Prediction models, we call them as models because they try to represent a pattern. This is a base form of the equation that we use to represent machine learning module, right? So this is called as base equation. We try to develop a mathematical equation which is of this form, where we are saying this is my output, but this output is influenced by a bunch of input factors. So how is that happening? This is the relationship that we need to unearth. So this relation has to be mathematically expressed. That's nothing but your model. We are going to look into these algorithms which allow us to develop these kind of prediction models. We will also generate reporting. So how do I represent my data in nice, beautifully looking maps or plots? Visualization techniques. And then you also have these modules. We will be talking about various technical stuff here, technical things. Right? Day-wise breakup is also given. You might want to go through this document to understand how what all concepts are being taught to you and how you are going to transform yourself into this exciting world of data science and data scientists. So this is basically the program. Now, as I told, there are many things that are happening with respect to data. The jobs, right, roles and responsibilities may vary depending on how each company is defining their scope. At a high level, we see data analysts, data scientists, and data engineers. But these are different roles, and we are talking about this particular role, a data scientist role. A data scientist is a person who is going to implement this. Data analyst is a person who is looking into the past and generating reports. But of course, unless until you look into the past, understand the past better using these reports, you'll not be able to work on future. So this is the first stage, right? Very, very important stage. And then comes the data scientist. So based on this information on past, I will know what happened and why something is happening, why it happened, what caused it, right? Root cause analysis is done. Thanks to this information, I will be able to know the relation between input and output, right? What is causing this specific output? So once I'm able to understand this, then I will be able to control this input to get desired output. So this data scientist is responsible for doing this, defining the relationship. And for that, we use various machine learning algorithms. And then finally, you also see data engineer role, which comes before these two. In the order, it comes before and after these two. A data engineer is responsible for ensuring that data is passed into the data analyst team or data scientist team. Because without data, we cannot do any of these things. And data engineer is responsible for passing the data or ensuring the data is flown to them, given to them. These are the high-level roles and responsibilities. Here we look into the past, but here we are looking into the past, the current, or the present, and then future. Now, if you look at these terminologies, artificial intelligence, data science, data mining, machine learning, deep learning, these are basically talking about the definitions of different, I should say, hierarchy level. These are all in hierarchy level. You can see this is as an onion peel. The first layer at the top, you're seeing AI. Now, AI basically is end result. It is an end result. This is what we want to achieve as an organization. I want to achieve AI. Why? Because AI will ensure some kind of automation happens. Now, when I say automation, it is not the regular automation that we talk about. This automation has to be dynamically changing. And to do that, we need to have intelligence to take a decision in a given scenario. It's not a very simple standard automation, but this is an automation with intelligence. What does that mean? If I talk about a driverless car, right? Let's say a driverless car is moving like this. Okay, it's going like this. And what is happening is there is a person standing in front of it. Suddenly there is a pedestrian coming in front of this particular car. This car is moving at 50 kilometers per hour. Imagine you are driving it. So what you do if a pedestrian comes into picture? You'll immediately apply brake. That's what we humans do, right? That is instant reaction that we get. Apply brake. But our brains are super computers, smart computers. So our brains, when we are driving in this situation, right, in this given scenario, our brains do processing a lot of things. For example, it looks at the person, the brain is looking at a person, and then calculates what is the distance of that person from the vehicle, how far the person is, what is the speed at which the vehicle is going on, and if I apply a brake, given the vehicle condition, the road condition, various things, will this vehicle be able to stop before hitting the person? What if the person is moving this side? Or what if the person is moving this side? Or maybe there are multiple people here. And what if this distance is too short for the vehicle to stop even if I apply brakes? Then I'll have to steer. If I steer here, then a bunch of people are there. Maybe it is causing more damage. So what should I do with that? If I go this side, there is a, let's say, valley. I'll fall down. Car will fall down. Right? As a human being, what should I do? So situation-based decision making is what intelligence means. And AI is an end solution which allows a machine to take this situational based decisions under certain guidance, under certain rules. That's nothing but your AI. The AI generated because, or AI originated, I should say, because thanks to data scientists who do research to ask questions and find solutions. So research data scientists are the people who are responsible to ask questions that why this is not happening in this way, or this has caused more damage. What should I do in this scenario? So a lot of such questions are asked by this data scientists who do research. And thanks to this research questions, these solutions have to be implemented in such a way that AI implementation can happen. AI solution can be developed. But in order to do the research and try to develop a solution, data scientists will require data. And trying to process this data is called as data mining. You churn the data. But in order to churn the data, you need some scientific techniques. Those scientific techniques, when I say scientific techniques, it is nothing but your mathematical or evidence-based, logic-based, some processing steps which can be implemented on data. These concepts are called as machine learning, which allows us to define a relation between the input and output. And if this data is in a table format, then I can develop the equation very easily. Hence, it's called as machine learning. You can ensure machine learns from them. But what if I have an image or a video, like driverless car is an image? So if I show an image to a computer, it looks just, it has a file, PNG file or a JPEG file. It says ones and zeros because of pixels, right? 1, 0, maybe 255. So in image contains pixels, which are nothing but numbers again. But how do I ensure that image is converted to numbers so that I can do operations? Is something is called as deep learning. because converting this to numbers is one additional step which goes into the process, into deeper level. Hence, it's called as deep learning. But once the data comes into the numbers, then it is very easy. You'll use this equation. Y is equals to f of x. But that y is equals to f of x is something your machine learning engineers do, data scientists do. So this is what we have to look at. The success is going to come only when hard work and practical and smart work is implemented. Along with your knowledge and IQ levels, right, with respect to specific domain, you also have to ensure you practice things. This is something that we always motivate, and we believe in hard work and practice. Because if you look at this is a swimming pool. Let us imagine I'm a swimming coach, right? I mean, I'm basically coaching you how to swim. You attend my lectures, you're hearing what I'm saying, and I'm probably showing some video saying that, hey, this is how things are happening. And then I'll take you and put you into the water. What happens? All the theoretical knowledge is wasted. It doesn't help. You'll drown. If you're not learning swimming, then obviously we will drown, isn't it? If I have to learn swimming, I have to get into the water, practice first. Only then I can get into a bigger pool, right? So practice. This is very, very important. And practicing under the guidance of mentors is very important. So your assignments and projects specifically comes under this program, which should help you to gain that practical knowledge which is required to become a data scientist. So this is again some of the benefits that we have, that we pass on to our students. You can re-attend classes multiple times, right? 2 times basically in 6 months. So first time you attended, there are few things that you're not familiar. You're trying to do assignments, you're going through the recorded videos that are given to you, right? Clean recordings that are given to you, but you're not basically able to understand. Then you can re-attend the session second time. This becomes a revision and you will be able to understand your questions. And we do a lot of sessions, and all of them are free. We don't charge anything for this, right? Industry webinars that we do. If you want to upgrade your program to any other program, then of course there is a benefit that we pass on because you're already a customer with us. A lot of practice material is given, whether it is assignments, whether it is practice code, whether it is quizzes. You have to do the practice phase. That's all. That is what is expected from our side. We also help you with internship exposure. And then along with that, we also have this resume preparation session. In the resume preparation session, we will have a mentor, a guide who's going to review your resume, which understands, which explains your past. And then by understanding that past, we will be able to guide you on how you can fine-tune your resume to meet the industry standards. And we also have this mock interviews. This basically helps you to cope up with the nerves. Generally, what happens when you go for any interview, even today, after 20 years, right, experience that I have, if you say that I have to attend an interview, I probably will panic. That's how human nature is, right? So these mock interviews will help you to overcome that, I should say, panic, right? That nerves to some extent. And it also exposes you on what kind of questions you can expect in actual interviews. Right? When you expose yourself to these mock interviews, you'll have a first-hand experience on how the actual interviews happen because the interviews are conducted by our industry experts. These are all various steps that we do. Along with that, there are other things which help you people to get better jobs. Right? So this is the support that we. So these are all various things that you can expect from our program, and some of the products, right, that you might want to look at is these two. AI Tutor is basically an AI-based solution, which is patentized, right? This is a unique solution that we are developing. It's like a mentor who's monitoring your overall learning experience. It has chatbot, it has various videos. We will track how you are reacting to various content, right? So behavior wise, we capture, assessment wise, we capture your performance. So a lot of things happen in AI Tutor. And one of the interesting point is this particular AI Tutor agent, which allows you to ask questions, and thereby it looking into the content, the video that you have just watched, it prompts the answer specific to that particular video which you have gone through. And this is how your LMS looks like. LMS is learning management system, looks like. This is AI Spread. You'll get an account to this, access to this. And all the lectures and everything will happen via LMS only. So there you go, friends. That is the quick overview of our program. You might also want to, right, just go through this other flagship projects also that we did. And yeah, if you have any queries, you can always reach out to us. And yes, you might also want to explore the 360DigiTMG website, because here on the website, we have a lot of learning resources which help you to prepare. So interview questions are there, a digital book, a workbook is given. You can download this. It's a free version, PDF version. And using this practical, practice workbook, you will, as and how you're learning, you're going to fill that workbook, which helps you to remember things. And this workbook is all like a cartoon book with all images so that the concepts are very easily explained to you. There are a bunch of mind maps which help you to remember the concepts from a bird's eye view. There are a lot of advanced techniques that are there, which are happening in data science world. So as and how some new techniques are added into the world of data science, we try to bring in, but we follow a specific pattern that you'll have to use when you're working on projects. So that information is available in the mind maps. We have ML Architect Assistant, which allows you to design the architectural diagram, the flow of data for your projects. We also have a quiz page. We have a resume mapper. This feature will help you to map how well you fit into a job requirement based on the job descriptions that are given. Right? It maps your resume with that job description and gives you a score. If you get more than, let's say, 75%, that means you are a good fit for that particular job. It gives you that quantified percentages. Right? So these are some of the resources that I would encourage you people to refer to, so that, right, your learning experience becomes much more convenient and easy. All right, so with that, I will stop here. And yeah, any questions if you have, please go ahead, shoot your questions, and I would be happy to answer. And you can also, if you don't have questions right away, and if you have questions at a later stage, you can always contact our career counselors, and they will guide you on what is appropriate based on your current profile. All right, friends, this is me, Sharat, signing off with today's session, with the hope that, right, I have tried to impart some knowledge that I carry, and hope this session enlightens you and gives you a direction on what career path you might want to choose. With that, I'll sign off. Thank you so much, friends. Good evening. Stay safe.